Alright, hi, and welcome to my channel. My name is Casey, and today in this reading, we're going to be helping you choose between two different options or two different pathways. So for some of you, this might look like choosing between job offer 1 and job offer 2, or this could be choosing between two different romantic interests, or choosing between two different paths in life, or maybe you're just having a hard time making a decision about something that you're currently going through. And this reading will hopefully help you find the conclusion that you need for this confusion. So the way that we're doing this is I'm not going to be specifically telling you like you should pick this one or this one is no good. What I'm going to be showing you is an objective perspective of what will option 1 bring you, what will option 2 bring you, and the third card is going to be all about how can you help yourself come to the conclusion of what decision to make. So maybe it'll tell you which pathway is going to bring more success or more financial stability or more love or etc., etc. So that is what we're going to be doing here today. And I have 3 different readings for you to choose from. So we have card 1 for reading 1, reading 2, and reading 3. And I'll leave the timestamps down in the description box below so you can quickly jump to whichever reading that you feel most drawn to. But that's everything that I have to say. Go ahead and enjoy your reading. Alright, pile 1. If you chose this pile, then this is going to be the reading for you. Now, starting off, what I want to say is this, I'm definitely getting that you are trying to choose between two possible romantic partners or romantic relationships. Specifically, I'm thinking that there could be possibly like a new suitor in your life and an ex that has come back up, or like some sort of toxic past relationship or situationship that it's hard for you to let go of. And what I want to show you here is, here on the left, we have who your option 1 is. This is who I'm thinking that the ex might be, or this like more toxic person might be. And option 2 here, we have the new suitor, or I don't want to say that you're less interested in them, but let me give you a rundown of what I'm seeing here. What I'm seeing here is there are 2 different romantic possibilities here that you haven't been able to make a choice on. One, they make you upset. They get under your skin, they make you mad, but the thing about all of these emotions is that behind them is a lot of passion. This is somebody that you feel very passionate about, even though you get so mad at them that you want to curse them, you want to push them away, but it's like an addiction. You can't get enough of them, but you know that they're bad for you. You know that if you choose to be with this person, you're not going to get the rest and relaxation that you need. They're going to uproot your life. You're going to be out of your comfort zone. But that's what drugs do. You know, they tear your life apart and make you feel good for a little moment. And that's what this person is to you. But what I see with the next person is there's a lot of sweetness here. There's comfort. This is like a genuinely good person that just makes you feel good and wants to make you feel good. But with that, there isn't a lot of excitement here. And the thing that draws you to this ex or this toxic person is, even though there's this anger and this madness and this chaos, there's this passion that fulfills you, whether you want to admit it to yourself or not. And even though you have this new option here, this new suitor who seems to be the full package, you can't get yourself to settle down with them because they're missing something there. And what I want to tell you here to help you make this decision, because like I said, I'm not going to make the decision for you. Something that's almost coming to mind is you're never going to be happy with either one of these people on their own, or at least the you right now isn't going to be. I think that there's things that you need to work through before you can fully settle down or commit to one person. But what I'm seeing here is there's always going to be that side of you that wants that spontaneity, that wants that passion, that wants that craziness, but also gets tired of that sometimes and just wants like this easier person. But the fact of the matter is you can't juggle both of these people because it's just going to burn you at both ends. You need to be able to find the person who has that perfect mix, who's not toxic, but makes you feel that passion. Maybe somebody that enjoys doing really spontaneous things. But you still need that love and that sweetness and that comfort of an emotionally mature person. But what I'm seeing for you here is this is something that you're going to have to go through again. I don't think that you're going to be settling down with either one of these people. I think that they are both individually showing you things that you want out of a partner, but simultaneously things that you don't enjoy. They're both ends of the spectrum, and what you need to find is that perfect balance in the middle. And I think that that person is out there for you. But right now you're so caught up in this, should I choose them or should I choose them? And the truth is, I don't think you should choose either of them right now. Originally, well, like I said, I'm not trying to make the choice for you, but objectively looking at the cards, what I see for what will help you make this decision is looking at both of them, looking at the traits that you like and the traits that you don't like, and then moving on. Because what it comes down to is neither of these people are fully able to suit your needs. Like, this person has the sweetness, they have the love and the comfort and the emotional maturity, and you're like, yes, I love all that, but it's a little boring to me. So then you go to the opposite end of the spectrum and you see this other person who makes you feel passion, makes you feel spontaneity, but also makes you feel unsafe, doesn't make you feel cared for. And what your guides are asking you to do right now is kind of just walk away from these people, distance, and examine yourself, examine what you want, what you truly want out of a partner. Because these people are meant to teach you what traits that you like out of a person. You like the balance of these two sides. A person doesn't have to be toxic and throwing things and chaotic for you to get the passion from them. A person could just be really spontaneous or really full of life who loves trying new things. And finding somebody that's compassionate and safe doesn't mean giving up that passion. So, what I want you to do to help you make this decision is understand that what you're looking for here. Also, I just had a hummingbird come up to the mirror. I mean, not the mirror, the window, and that has never happened before. So the fact that it's happening during a reading, I just want to point out that might be important to you. Maybe a hummingbird is like a sign for you. Maybe it's a spirit animal of some kind, but it literally just came like an inch away from my window. So I thought that I'd throw that in there. But what I want you to hear for what will make it easier for you to make this decision is to physically and emotionally distance yourself from these two people at the moment, because the truth is, if you were to pick one, you would be dissatisfied with them in the end. So you can still have fun, you can still date around, but if you're looking to settle down with someone, if you're looking for that perfect person, I don't think either of these two options are going to fulfill that for you right now, because you need to find that person who is the healthy balance of both of these things that you desire. And you haven't yet encountered them yet, so, you don't need to settle down right now, you don't need to obsess over these people not being here for you yet. But now that you've realized what it is that you want out of a partner, you can go out and search for it, and maybe recognize that these people aren't it, so setting them free. Especially this, emotionally mature guy, or I say guy, but it could be she, whatever. Maybe setting them free, setting both of these people free, because I think that they are meant to be on different paths from you right now, and you could still have fun with them, but deep down, long term, they aren't going to fulfill the needs that you need right now. So, pile one, that is what I'll leave you with here. I keep getting this feeling like I need to explain it more, like I'm not quite saying what needs to be said, like there's still more to be explained to you, but I'm sure you understand what I'm saying here. And I hope that this helps you make a decision in your love life right now, because it does seem a little chaotic and can be tiring, especially dealing with a scenario like this. So, pile one, I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope this brought you some clarity on your situation. If you like what I do and you want to see more from me, feel free to subscribe and stick around, because I do post about twice a week. And if you're looking for a reading about your specific situation, there is a link down in the description box below to my shop. But that's everything that I have for you. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. Alright, pile two. Your reading, this one has kind of stumped me. It hasn't fully appeared to me. In fact, I had to go through with an entire reading before I just restarted and said that this is the way that I'm going to go about reading this. So, what I see for you here, right here in your reading. Sorry if my words are tripping me up, but there's something about your reading that feels very stuck and like you don't know what to do in this situation. Like I can't find the words, and even when I can find them, I'm stumbling over them. And I feel like it's because your life has been a certain way for a very long time. And It's comfortable, it's what you're used to, but it's not allowing room for expansion. And I'm starting to get the feeling that you are just discontent and upset where you are right now. You're not happy with how your life is, but at least it's what you're comfortable with. It's what you're used to. It's been this way for the past decade or decades. It's been this way for your whole life, and so you're used to it and you're scared of change. But what I have to tell you that'll help you make this decision is you're not going to be able to achieve what it is you truly desire, or at least not easily, if you stay the way that things are right now. Because I see that you do want to make a change. You're very discontent with your current life. Maybe you're in a partnership or a relationship or a marriage that you've been in for a very long time, and it just feels very monotonous, very routine. And your heart longs for something else. Your heart longs for exploration or even polygamy, if that's what you want. And the thing is, as long as you stay in this comfortability, as long as you stay with what you know, you're not going to be able to chase that desire and have the expansion that you wish for. You're forever going to just be, like with the ideation card, idealizing it, thinking about it, daydreaming about it. And sure, I don't think that, this life that you're living or this partner that you've been married to all this time, I don't think that it's a bad thing. I think maybe this person that you've been with, if that's the case for you, you guys are very comfortable, you care about this person, they're not an objectively bad person. But the kind of growth that you want for yourself as an individual, the kind of desires that you have for your life, this person doesn't really fit into that. And like I said, they're not a bad person. And you're not a bad person for having these thoughts of leaving. You're just trying to be true to yourself. Because at this point, it's choose between them, or choose between this life that you've lived up to this point, or choose between your desires. Choose between, your quote-unquote purpose. Choose between what your soul wants and making this person that you care about happy. But what I have to say here about relationships like this is, if this person truly loves you, they wouldn't want to hold you back and keep you caged in and keep you feeling in pain or stuck. They would, of course, be sad to let you go, of course, be sad that the relationship is changing and that this life that you've built is no longer satisfying you. But I think it would hurt them more to know that at the end of your life, you were dissatisfied with them the entire time. I think hearing that would break them far worse than if the two of you split apart right now. Because what I can see here is you'd be comfortable with them. You'd be able to go through life. It's not like your life would come crashing down on you. But you'd constantly be thinking and daydreaming about your desires, thinking about what could have been, thinking about all those things that you wanted to happen as you watch your life slip by. And with the other decision, the decision where you uproot your life, where you get the divorce, where you split from your partner, where you explore on your own, I see you finally being able to live out those desires. I see you finally being able to just experience all that you want, being free again. When I look at this Queen of Wands, she looks younger than her age because she's so full of vitality and life, because she's able to explore her passions. And with the Magic card, it's even more so with this expansion. Because you're able to live through and experience everything that you want to. You're no longer held back by, oh, but I can't do that because I have these responsibilities, or I have this thing to do. You're completely untethered. And it's scary because you're on your own. And there's nothing holding you back anymore from living life to the fullest. But if you stay the way that things are right now, you're just going to get more bitter. You're just going to get more sad. You're just going to get more discontent. And your marriage is going to start to suffer. Your partnership is going to start to suffer. Because this other person, your partner, they're going to start to notice that you're more and more discontent, and it's going to start to make them feel discontent. It's going to start making them think, what's wrong with me? Why can't I fulfill them? Why is my marriage falling apart? And then by the time you're at the end of your life, you're going to start to resent this person. And I don't think that you want that. But in order to avoid that fate, it's not going to be sunshine and rainbows. You're going to have to uproot your life. And not just your life, but your partner's life. Because it's the life that you've built together. And it's going to be horribly painful. They might misunderstand. They might not realize that you're saving them, in a sense, from the rest of their life being, with you resenting them. They might not see the big picture. But when you make this decision, you have to ask yourself, in the end, if I were to stay here and not uproot my life, not chase my desires, would my partnership benefit? Is this for the benefit of my partnership? Because I feel like one of the biggest reasons why you're not doing this is because you don't want to pain your partner. You don't want to uproot their life. You don't want them to be upset. You don't want to hurt them. But if you look at the long term, if you didn't go after your desires, because they're not going away, in the long term, it would be much worse than if you cut things off right now. And of course, I'm not making the decision for you, but what I see laid out here, if I'm looking at the big picture of your life, nothing good ever comes out of shutting down our desires, because they don't just go away. In fact, when you distance yourself from them or you try to push them away, it only makes you feel a pull towards them stronger. And hold on, let me get this book for you. Okay, so I don't normally do this, but this situation that I'm reading about in your tarot reading sounds exactly like a passage in this book that I just read. I highly recommend picking it up, not just for this section, but for everything about it. It's called Tiny Beautiful Things by Cheryl Strayed. And I'm going to read you this small passage because this reminds me exactly of your scenario. So it's about these 3 different women writing in about their lives, their struggles, and wanting to leave their husbands. And then eventually the author writes to them, all 3 of them. And I wanted to read you one of what one of the women said because it sounds a lot like what you're going through. She says, "I feel stuck. I want to leave, but I'm also terrified of hurting my husband, who has been so good to me and who I consider my best friend. Sugar, I've always played it safe. I picked the safe major, accepted the safe job, went ahead with the wedding. I'm terrified that leaving my husband will mean I finally have no excuse for why I'm not living the bold, experience-rich life I've always dreamed of. Please help me." Signed, Playing It Safe. And then Sugar writes back, "Go, even though you love him. Go, even though he's kind and faithful and dear to you. Go, even though he's your best friend and you're his. Go, even though you can't imagine your life without him. Go, even though he adores you and your leaving will devastate him. Go, even though your friends will be disappointed or surprised or pissed off or all 3. Go, even though you once said you would stay. Go, even though you're afraid of being alone. Go, even though you're sure no one will ever love you as well as he does. Go, even though there is nowhere to go. Go, even though you don't know exactly why you can't stay. Go because you want to, because wanting to leave is enough." So that specific part really reminded me of your reading, and I don't feel well equipped enough to talk about your situation because I'm not going through it. But I want you to know that there are a lot of men and women, people in general, who have gone through this exact scenario. And what I want you to tell yourself is, you don't need a million reasons to leave. All you need is the reason that if you want to, you should. Because staying just for them to be happy, just for them to be safe, just for them to be comfortable, or just because you don't want to hurt them, not going and staying in spite of the belief that, you want to experience more, is hurting them worse, and it's also betraying you. And I want to leave you with that, and I encourage you to pick up this book, read that chapter, because there are many more stories like your own. And the only person that can help you make this decision is yourself. I can lay out the cards for you. I can recommend a million books. You can read a million stories. But the only person that can make the decision about what's best for you, best for your marriage, best for your partner, best for the rest of your life, is you. And the only person that can make the choice, make the decision, and actually put words into reality is you. So I want to leave you here with that. I hope that this helps. I hope that you can pick up this book, or even if you can't buy it, just go out, read it, or maybe read it online, because it has a million more beautiful stories just like that one in there. And if you enjoyed this reading, feel free to subscribe and stick around, because I do post about twice a week. And I wish you the best in this journey. I wish you the best in making this decision. I don't think it's going to be an easy one, but I hope that you make the one that makes you feel the best in the end and able to live your best life in the end. So, thank you so much for watching. If you want a reading about your personal situation, I do offer those. There's a link down in my description box below to my shop. But that's everything that I have for you. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye. Alright, pile 3. Last but certainly not least, we have your reading here. And what I want to say is this reading is going to be about leaving somebody that you are in a partnership or a situationship with. If you came to this reading looking for something about career advice, I hate to break it to you, but it seems like all the piles so far have been about romantic options. So you might want to check out other videos if you came here with that sort of intention. But if you did come here and you were wondering about a romantic relationship that you're in, or about relationship advice, then this is the reading for you. So I wanted to get that off the bat. And what I see here for what's in your cards is, it seems like you are in a relationship right now with somebody that you don't properly connect to. I think that the passion is no longer here, and the passion has moved to something else. And specifically, when I look at the advice cards of what will help you make this decision, you're being asked to follow your passion, and you're being shown, a very clear picture that there is not passion where you are right here, right now. And the biggest betrayal or disservice that you could do to yourself is allow you to betray your passion, betray your desires, and not go for the things that you love and the things that you desire. And right now, you haven't found this passion and desire here in the relationship that you're in. And your option 1 that we have here, you have Ghost and the Justice card reversed. And when I look at the Ghost card in this context, it makes me think of a clean breakup, no contact, and through this, you will be able to rebalance your life, because at the moment, things are very unbalanced. And what I see for option 2 is you could take space from this person, but without a clean break, without the no contact, you two will bounce back together and bounce apart and bounce back together, and you won't fully be able to leave and rebalance and allow yourself to be an individual again. I think that this relationship that you're in right now, this person is not the one for you. And I'm going to be blunt here. I need you to hear this honesty. And I don't want to hurt you here. I want you to hear what you need to hear. And if this is resonating with you, if this sounds like your situation, then it could be that Spirit wants you to hear this right now, because it's time. This person is not good for you. I think that this person is dealing with their own demons. I think that they have their own emotional or mental things to work through. They can't give you what you need. And staying with them in order to try to keep up an image of a happy life or hoping to make things work, I want you to hear that no matter how much work that you put in, you can't force this person to change and be better. I think that you feel like you can. If you keep putting in the work, you keep trying to reinvigorate your passion between the two of you, that somehow it'll make things work. But I don't think that's the case in this relationship. And it's nothing wrong with you and everything to do with this person that you're with. They have, the best word that I could say is they have demons that they're dealing with. Not like literal demons, like in the biblical sense, but the trauma or past issues that come up, or certain desires that they didn't chase after that haunt them, or resentment or fears or pain. These are all things that they're dealing with right now. And I think that you feel like you can help them by staying with them, by making things work. And the truth is, it's only dragging you down more. There's nothing for you here anymore. And you can try and put space between the two of you, but as long as they are in contact with you, it's like they're a black hole that's going to keep sucking you in. And you know, deep down, you know in your intuition that you don't want to be with this person anymore. I don't think that you've been able to admit that to yourself, or maybe you've been able to admit it, but you shut it down and you push past it, or you pretend not to hear it. But this person and this relationship are not serving you. You're meant for much better. You need to grow, and you need to shine, and you can't do that when you're being smothered. And I know that I said I wouldn't make the decision for you, but in these cards I can clearly see that the best course of action for you to better yourself is to have a clean break. You know, with the ghost card, if you think of the modern term of ghosting, it has to do with cutting somebody off, no contact, like an Irish goodbye, saying goodbye without saying anything, like just leaving. That might be what you need, especially if this is an abusive relationship of some kind. It might be that you need to get yourself out of there. You need to go to people that you trust, physically remove yourself from this situation, because trying to get space but still allowing them to be in your life, still allowing them to connect to you or have access to your energy, they will find their way to weasel back into your life and keep you stuck to them. And the only way that you can get out of this is through a clean break. And I feel like what you need to hear in order to make this decision is it's time for you to allow yourself to go after what you desire. It's time for you to allow yourself to chase the things that you want. Maybe this person always held you back because of their insecurities. They never let you pursue the schooling that you wanted to, never let you pursue the job that you wanted to, because they didn't want you making more money than them, or they didn't want you doing better than them, or maybe they just didn't want you to leave them. But all those missed opportunities, it's time for you to break free and no longer have somebody holding you back because of their insecurity. It's time for you to grow, and time for you to shine, and time for you to chase those passions and recognize that this person has been smothering those passions. This person has been holding you back from them. And I truly believe that everyone is inherently good, and everything that we do is motivated by the need to make ourselves feel better or make ourselves feel safe. But that doesn't mean that our ego can't get in the way, and that the things that make us feel safe might be putting other people down. The things that make us feel better is when everybody else is beneath us. And you know, this person is just trying to make themselves feel better in that way, but that doesn't mean that you have to be a victim of it. That doesn't mean that you are responsible for making them feel better. That doesn't mean that you are responsible for staying with this person. It's time for you to put yourself first. It's time for you to allow yourself to expand and live your own life instead of living at the whim of someone else. So it's time for you to get out of here. It's time for you to cut off no contact and allow yourself to be free. So, pile 3, that is what I'm going to leave you with. I hope that this brought you some clarity on your situation. I hope that this makes you feel more empowered to do what you need to do to allow yourself to live your own free life. And I truly wish you the best in whatever decision that you make. I hope that it's for your highest good, and I hope that everything pans out in the way that it is meant to. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy my videos, and I'm sorry that this one was kind of bleak, I promise not all of them are bleak. Some are very positive and exciting and fun. But if you enjoy these, feel free to subscribe and stick around, because I do post about twice a week. And if you want a reading about your specific personal situation, there is a link down in the description box below to my shop. So that's everything that I have for you. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.